Well, I've been on this faith journey now for 31 years. And the older I get, the less I really know. And I'm still trying to grow in my faith. And the only way I know how to grow in my faith is to ask a lot of questions. And that's why I love our One Question podcast, because it's one thought-provoking question that turns into 5 or 6 different questions. And I always will finish the podcast and I will kind of say to myself, that's a different angle, or I never thought about that. That's new. We have a great life group. A couple weeks ago we were discussing the Holy Spirit and how can the Holy Spirit be a person. As we bantered that around for a good half hour, lots of questions back and forth, a lot of comments. I think God, as we're asking those questions, discussing, I think God was absolutely delighted. You know, he loved it. Why? Because we were engaged with God at that time. You know, we wanted to know more. We were seeking Him. Big questions, small questions. Questions out of fear, questions out of doubt, questions out of anger. He's got big shoulders. So go ahead and just ask Him the questions. If I want to have more love in my life, Jesus, how do I have more love in my life? How do I have more faith in my life? How do I be more kind? How do I become more like you, Jesus? You've got to ask the questions. I know there are people who are afraid to ask questions because they're maybe have this picture of a mean God, bad God, or whatever. But He wants to hear from you. He wants you to bring your questions to Him. You're not going to throw Him for a loop. He knows the questions that are coming, and He wants to hear it. God's going to answer those questions, and you're going to learn something. So I don't know where this is landing with anybody, but I just want to encourage you to ask questions. I want you to, just show up to worship. Just show up, because then you're going to engage God. Find somewhere to serve, either here at the church or in your community. Listen to the One Question podcast. It's great. I promise you, it'll be thought-provoking, and it'll get your attention, and it's going to spark something inside of you. I promise you that. Find a life group. Find a life group that you can just open up and be yourself, and you can explore, and you can ask the questions. A life group that is going to encourage you, and you're going to encourage them.